Ladies and gentlemen, it is time once again to start your week the right way right here on IE Sports. This right here is Kansas City Sports with my man Bishop, myself included, the OG, Brandon the franchise buck, and I am here to announce to you today that this is KC Sports right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Bishop, my man, we are here.
What's going on? Man, it's nice to see you back here with IE Sports Radio. I'm happy to be here. This show is about to go to the next level, man. I think this was destiny that we brought together. You know what I'm saying? So I'm excited.
Man, I'm excited too. Thank you so much. I know that for a good while, I had to drop the reins, but you picked it right back up and got back on that horse. You've done an exceptional job. I'm so happy that I get the chance to hang out with you and do our thing that only FKC Sports Boys can do.
That's what's up, man.
I'm telling you, that is what's up. That is what's up. I'm super excited, my man. You know, we got a few things that we got to discuss here today, this afternoon, this evening, wherever you are around the world. But first and foremost, follow us on the Twitter, X, Instagram, the Facebook, and TikTok at IE Sports Radio. On top of that, in case you missed the live show, which is totally fine, you can check us out on Apple Podcasts, Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, all of the good stuff that podcasts are all about. You can check us directly at www.iesportsradio.com / this is KC Sports. Find us on the Twitter, as I say. This is KC_IESR. You can follow myself at Real Franchise, and then my boy Bishop at XRunners with a Z at the end. Of course, we cannot forget the important people that keep the light on for us. Planet Jerky Premium Brisket Beef Jerky, the jerky that's on a whole other planet, ladies and gentlemen. And of course, Seal the Deal Wax Seals. With that being said, Bishop, what do you say we take a little bit of a quick breather really quick? We're going to go to our sponsors, let the folks know what they're all about. And then when we come on back, we're going to be talking about some KC sports. We're going to be talking about the Chiefs, the Royals, the Sporting, the KC Current, all that good jazz. I tell you what, man, if you take a break, I'm going to take a break. We'll be right back. This is KC Sports right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
IE Sports Radio fans, this show is brought to you by Planet Jerky Premium Brisket Beef Jerky. Planet Jerky is the official jerky of the 2022 California League champion Lake Elsinore Storm, Single A affiliate of the San Diego Padres. This all brisket jerky has gluten-free options, contains no MSG, no sodium nitrate, is low in sugar, and high in protein. Go to their website at planetjerky.net and follow them on Instagram at Planet Jerky. Planet Jerky, the jerky that's on a whole other planet.
Hey there, IE Sports Radio fans. Be sure to check out our sponsor, Seal the Deal Wax Seals by Cecilia B. You just finished your very own wedding or baby shower invitations and you're looking for that extra special touch? Maybe you just wrote a letter to a relative or a friend and you want to add to their smile when they receive it. Then seal the deal with Cecilia's handmade sealing wax stamps for your invitations, letters, and gifts. You bring the deal, we'll bring the seal. You can find them on Instagram at sealthedeal_wax stamps and on Facebook, Seal the Deal Wax Seals.
All right, folks, welcome back to KC Point right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Myself, bringing the franchise talk, my man, Bishop. Man, Bishop, we got a lot to talk about, bro.
Yeah, we do, man. Sporting KC got themselves a dub over the weekend. KC Kern, unfortunately, they fell, but that's okay. It's just the first one. And we preparing, gearing back up for Chiefs training camp, man.
Man, I tell you, if you were to tell me in 1992, when I was watching Joe Montana with Marcus Allen, Derek Thomas, Neil Smith, J.J. Bird, and all those great guys, and you were to tell me that the Chiefs would be on such a dynasty as they are today, I was not able to even tell you left, right, or straight if the Chiefs were going to make it to the Super Bowl, let alone be a dynasty. But here we are today. And if I were a betting man, I would have probably been a billionaire by now.
Hey, same here, man. I mean, I knew we were getting close. We're getting closer and closer and closer once we hit that Alex Smith mark. But yeah, it's kind of that thing where if you'd have told me that Amazon and Facebook and Google would have blew up, I would have invested in. Yeah, that's kind of what it's like.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And, what an incredible season when it comes right down to the fact of, everything that Patrick Mahomes has brought to this city. Everything that Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce has done as a duo, let alone when they had their moment with Tyreek Hill. Now it's Isaiah Pacheco. Now the wide receiving room is so big and so massive and so powerful and strong, we don't even know who WR1 is going to be. But the fact is, though, despite all of that, despite all of the Super Bowl rings that Kansas City has gotten in such a short amount of time, this last 5-7 years or whatever, of course, we can talk about Travis and Taylor, which is a great hindsight for the city because it's not so much like, oh my God, they're throwing Taylor down our throats. It's more so just the fact of what they're actually doing for the city itself. Charities, Taylor's donating money. Travis is doing more with his charities and stuff. It's stuff you love to see from such a superhero team. But just like anything, once it ends, it has to begin again. And Bishop, I am telling you right now, Sunday, July 21 at 9:15 on the dot at Moso in St. Joe, it is going to be day one of training camp, which is actually a $5 admission fee. It's going to be the full team for full autographs. So that's a big, big, big thing. If you have never seen the Kansas City Chiefs live, if you happen to be around in the St. Joe area, or if you even want to take the drive, go down to Missouri Southern State University, which is another rival for Pittsburgh State University where I went to college, and go down there, pay your $5. That's a high five for those of you who don't know the numeric code. That's fine. And you get to watch the Kansas City Chiefs do practice, and they will be doing autographs, the full team. So that's offense, defense, special teams, all of that good jazz. That's exciting stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. It's a way I look at it as, a lot of people probably can't make it to the game or even preseason games. I mean, and with the St. Joe practices, the training camp, it's a good way to basically pretty much get as close as you can get to the players, your favorite player on the team, whatever. And they do very good interacting with the fans and stuff. I mean, it's $5. Sometimes I believe, yeah, it's $5, like you said, and it's a very good way to see them up close practicing. And some of them guys that are fast, you don't know what fast is until you actually experience them right there, live and direct. And so that's what that's what you get to see at training camp. So. I think we lost. Did we lose the franchise? Okay. All right, cool. So, is he shy? No. There you go, my man. Everyone thought you were shy for a second. I'm like, It's the first day back on the job. Where he go? No.
It's
But
my
yeah.
first day, guys. It's my first day.
Way to get as close up close personal with the fans' favorites of some of the players up there at St. Joe. I like it. It's hot as hell. You better
Yep.
bring because there's none. There's none. I wouldn't want to be one of them on the field, man. Them hot ass helmets and stuff on.
No, dude, no. Like, I mean, I personally have not been able to make it to a practice in a long minute. You know, it's such a great experience, especially for the kids. That's the number one thing. I mean, yeah, cool. Or us grown folk. I mean, we can enjoy this too. But I mean, with the kids, and they get to see their heroes that they see on television every Sunday or Monday or Thursday or Saturday or whatever they put the Chiefs on, and then the rest of the NFL kind of follows. Or
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it's good stuff. Now,
Yeah.
you know, is the are we going? I know we're on the topic of training camp, but
Right.
I mean, we're going to be a little bit biased here. I have a funny feeling we're probably going to be biased, but are we going for the three-peat?
I don't see. Yes. Short answer. Yes. I don't see it happening any other way. Since we jumped on the three-peat, did you see LaShawn McCoy? He was talking about that there's no threat to the Chiefs right now. The guy's so up and down. I like Shady sometimes. Sometimes he just talks a little too much, but he's saying there's no threat to the Chiefs. There will be a three-peat. I like what he's saying. Bias, yes.
It's very biased. I also like the fact that what was it? It was 2, 3, 4 years ago after he was released. He said that he would never play for Andy Reid again.
Yeah.
And then now fast forward to where we are today. It's kind of like, you know, not to jump on the wrestling pod, but I'll give you a little tidbit. But I promise you, there's a reason to my madness here. So sometimes when wrestlers in the professional wrestling world, they're getting ready to leave out of their contract or whatever the case may be, then they start sucking up to the other competition, and they're trying to be like, hey, you know, you guys are actually pretty good. Forget what I said 7 years ago, but you know, it's all good. It's all gravy. And then, you know, they get signed by said company or they don't or whatever. It's just, it's a full thing. You know, we definitely have to, we cannot give up, or we cannot, excuse me, I cannot talk. It's my first day jitters, ladies and gentlemen. We've got to say some holler ups. Taryn, very good to see you, my friend. Ralph, I would love to say hello to you. I know I'm looking at the chat room right now. It's like franchise missing. You're right. You know, call me John Cena. You can't see me, but now I'm here.
Yeah. What's up, Terry Rodriguez? That guy is the volleyball GOAT, man. He's like a machine with the information. I say it every time. No
matter how long I've been gone, I always catch Terrence's show or at least a snippet of his, and he does just an incredible job. I love that dude. I am anxious now that I'm back with IESR. I'm anxious to meet all of these people that I haven't interacted with since my departure, if you will, and then coming back and checking out the new shows and checking out the OG shows and this and that. Man, I tell you what, Bishop, you know, let's take a breather really quick.
Okay.
That was a lot, but that was a good lot.
Yeah.
Folks, I can tell you this. We're going to go back and talk a little bit about our sponsors and let you guys know what's up with them. And then on top of that, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and talk a little about that jitters. I tell you, Bishop, it's that jitters. We're going to be talking about a little bit of the Royals. We're going to talk about how they've been doing, see what's up. Furthermore, we're going to be going down the road. We're going to be talking about KC Current and Sporting KC. I got some stuff I want to say about them, but those two teams, because we'll get into that. But the fact of the matter is, ladies and gentlemen, this is your home for sports in KC Sports, IE Sports Radio, your home direct feed. That is everything sports, ladies and gentlemen. Stay tuned. We will be right back.
Hey sports fans, do you like wine? Well, we've got the show for you. This is Let's Wine About Sports, a show where we talk about wine and sports simultaneously. From the classic Cabernet Sauvignon all the way down to the grapes that you've never even heard of before. Oh yeah, we cover it all. And we'll talk about a little bit of sports as well. Football, hockey, collegiate, women's sports, it doesn't matter. We're going to talk about it all, and we're going to whine about it all. So join me Monday at 8 p.m. on IU Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Sports fans, do you like teams that are tough, cities that are tougher, and fan bases that are passionate about their teams? How about teams that are historic and stadiums that are iconic? Then you belong in Chicago, and you need to check out Chi-Town Weekly. Join me, Adam Kernan, every week as we keep up with all things Chicago sports. Bears, Bulls, Blackhawks, Cubs, White Sox. We'll cover them all, plus more. The Windy City is always buzzing, and we'll keep you up on all the big games and major stories. So tune in to Chi-Town Weekly every week right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. Myself, Brand the Franchise Buck, as well as my man Bishop. This is KC Sports right here on IE Sports Radio, your home for everything directly that is sports. I know I screwed that up. That's my apologies. Bishop, let's go ahead and talk about the Kansas City Royals. I'm going to say one thing really quick before we get into the politics here. Last week, the Royals went ahead and did a very, very fun induction of the one and only Bo Jackson. He got the famous powder blue coat, jacket, you know, that the Hall of Famers wear. I have a close personal buddy of mine who was able to make it to that game, and he just said that Bo was nothing more than like a personal dude.
Yeah. I didn't see a lot of it. I saw like a couple snippets of it where he was giving his speech, and he just seemed genuine. And I've always liked Bo Jackson, man. It's my favorite thing about him is him running up the wall and all that stuff, dude. And yeah, it looked nice, man. And I wish I could have actually been there in person.
No, I understand. You know, it's funny because I think I was actually doing my other job, if you will, the real job for those of you that can actually physically see me. And we say that in quotes because we all know, if anybody knows me, knows that I never work. But the fact is, though, I did get to see some snippets. I did, just like yourself, I did get to see the VIP of Bo Jackson with my buddy and his family. You know, just really happy to be there. I love the genuine stuff. You know, this is coming from a dude who's a George Brett fan, and I just thought he was just being strict when he came to my school at Central Elementary or wherever it was, and I thought he was kind of kidding when he's like, "I'll wait while you guys are talking." Like, oh, we've all been there. And then it kind of came to fruition later on in life. But you love to see the old school guys back, man. I love it when they honor the 2014-2015 World Series team with Lorenzo Cain and Eric Hosmer and, you know, Salvi, he's still there, Alex Gordon, Mike Moustakis. It's just great memory lane to Ned Yost. It's such a great time being over at the K. And then, let's segue into what's been going on. So, I know at the very beginning, and I might be that grizzled vet of a Kansas City Royals fan, but the fact remains. They get hot. They do great. You see Bobby Witt Jr. just smiling from ear to ear, like the boys can hit some bats,
Yeah,
huh?
yeah,
And you
yeah.
see all that good stuff. You see Salvi doing his infamous, water splash with the jug, and then here we go.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
that time of the year for the slump.
Oh yeah, yeah. Real quick, I'm gonna shout out some people in the chat. I know we shouted out Terran Rodriguez, man, and Ralph Calise. What's up, my guy? He is the host of the Yinzer Report. If you need Steelers information or whatnot, man, he is the guy to go to. My guy, I haven't seen this guy in a minute. Mikey Two Guns. What is up, man? The creator, he is the host of Our Bleeping City. He talks about those filthy New England Patriots. That's my guy, man. Is that Jim B? Jim B is in the chat. Jim B, she got everything you need for Cleveland. She Mikey Two Guys. Yeah, Jim B, man, she covered Cleveland Browns and all that. I know she's excited to see them and what they're gonna do because they were on a run last season towards the end of the season with Joey Flacco, man. So I know she's happy to see what they got. But yeah, just to get back on there, yeah, man, it's nice. I was happy to see them show some love to the 2014-2015 World Series. Man, I missed that team, dude. I missed that team. And it's amazing that most of those guys aren't even playing anymore.
I know.
And it wasn't that long ago.
No, it wasn't. Now 2015 seems like it was like 20 years ago, but
yeah, so that's cool. But I see Johnny Cueto is available. And I'm like,
is he coming? Is he coming from Cali? No.
I wouldn't mind, trying to get that old thing back, as they say. And but yeah, because like you said, we're hot, and then it's just like, dude, what is going on? I mean, because right now we're 9 games behind, 9 games back behind Cleveland.
Yeah, so I mean, it's 49-43 right now.
Yeah, so it's. I know we won. What we just got through playing the Rockies, right? We lost that little mini series pretty much. I think they got us 2-1 or something like that. And I mean, the last game, yeah, we killed them. 10-1, I think was the final score.
Absolutely.
We don't have a game today. We're on a break because we're on the road for the next 5 games. The next 2 games is St. Louis I-70 Showdown. So
here we go.
We're on our way to St. Louis. So stay at Jim B. Oh yeah, Jim B, man. Cleveland. Dude, she's Cleveland Guardians. She's talking about stay back there. No, Jim, no. I'm tired of Cleveland. Cleveland, dude, it's so weird because it's like it looked like we're going to catch them. And then we start losing and they win. Or when we win, they still win. I can't stand Cleveland at this moment. But yeah.
And with Tampa Bay, first and foremost, thank good. Well, no, excuse me. I'm getting my dates mixed up here. Today's the 8th. So, we're taking on the Cardinals back to back, tomorrow and Wednesday. And then it looks like Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we're taking on Big Red, a.k.a. the Red Sox. And then Monday, we start off the All-Star season with the Home Run Derby. So 5 games left to go right before we're going to All-Star season. And then that's typically when we kind of hit the hills and the waves a little bit to go back on up.
Yeah. Well, hopefully. I mean, hopefully we can sweep St. Louis, sweep Boston. We gotta make up some ground, man. We're falling too far behind. Hell, I think we're behind Cleveland or the Minnesota also, right?
We are.
Yeah.
We are.
Yeah, so we got some ground to make up.
We do have some ground to make up. We've seen this song and dance before. It's always different every season. I hate to be that grizzled old vet, when it comes to being a Royals fan. But I mean, you see the same song and dance before. You know how it's going to end. Sometimes you don't. 2014, 2015.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course we lost to the Giants, but still we made it to the World Series, and then next year we come back and beat the Mets.
Yeah.
I couldn't have told you that it was going to be back to back like that, but boy, how did we did it?
Exactly. Yeah.
And so what I would like to think is, I think just like any team, and this is us being couch coaches or what have you, they know what they need to do. A lot of them have been here, done that, read a book about it, written 2 books about it, if you will. And then you have talented guys, Bobby Witt Jr. You cannot deny him any of that stuff. It's a build-up team, if you will, but they're doing so good that if they remember how to get into that motion again, the off season is a definite certainty.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, like you said, you mentioned Bobby Witt, who's he's quickly becoming the face of the franchise, really. Who's also going to be in the home run derby. I was surprised to see that. Honestly, I was. I thought it would have been Salvi or somebody, but yeah, I mean, that's cool. At least, I guess we can say for the Royals, we've come a long way from last season, because last season was horrible.
Correct.
Horrible. They made history. It was just on the wrong side of history. So I guess we come a long way. We'll see. Like you said, from what I see right now, it's almost like the old Chiefs, where we couldn't have both offense and defense. We either had one or we had the other. Yep. So offense has been in a slump as of prior to the last game against the Rockies. They're in a slump, and hell, defense was too, really. But yeah, it's one of them. We have one or the other. That's it.
Yeah, that's true. And I can tell you, and I'm sure you can follow through that. Being a Kansas City anything fan will definitely cause your heart rate to go up. It'll cause some bipolar disorder. It'll cause some everything and then some. And then we're like addicts. We're saying like, we want more. Let's come back next season.
Yeah. Which is bad because of the food that we have here. So, so it's like, dude, the barbecue, all that stuff, and you eat, and then you sit here and watch a Kansas City sports game, dude. You're flirting with death, bro.
I mean, I was somewhere and I was having some barbecued ribs, and those barbecued ribs, I tell you what, they're so good. But I can feel my heart coagulating. I'm just like, if I was watching a Chiefs game, it's over.
It's over.
This is it. This is how we're gonna go.
I couldn't come and find with ribs sauce.
I did. Howdy guy. Well, he was watching Kansas City anything. From the barbecue sauce. Shout out to Casey Jones.
Definitely.
Bishop, didn't you say something that you recommended a barbecue place?
So I think Mikey Two Guns was asking, and I was saying that a lot of people like Gates, a lot of people like Q39 now, and what are they? Smoky Joe's now? No, it's not Oklahoma Joe's anymore. I think they changed it. Yeah, and I can't think of the other place. Yeah, but it's so much. It's so many. Like it's pretty much like whatever your preference is. You got to find if you come and visit, you got to find which one you like the best.
Yep.
There's so
everybody is different. When I was living in Pittsburgh, Kansas, there was Chicken Mary's, Chicken Annie's. Long story short of it, they used to be a family that was split up because of some politics, and then they had Chicken Mary's, Chicken Annie's. They had a different breading at different places and whatnot. So I mean, just really, it was picking your poison. I got a Casey Joe's just down the street from my place. And so I could literally walk and just get a to-go order of brisket and ribs and whatever, and I would be in heaven sent. But then if I'm downtown or whatnot, so Q39, Baron Corbin, who is a professional wrestler for the WWE, but also went to Northwest Missouri State University. He's a Kansas City boy, and he always visits Q39 when WWE is in town. and whatnot. That's his poison. There's some other folks that love like Gates and Joe's and stuff like that. But again, it's one of those things. You just kind of toss it up. It's food. You know, everybody's going to like a certain sauce on top of their stuff, or maybe they go old school and they don't put anything on there. They just eat it as it is.
Yeah.
You know, I just like it. Food is food to me. I mean, there's going to be some favorites where I know somewhere I'll find like an absolute favorite, but you know, it is what it is. It's Kansas City. It's a big town. It's a big city. I tell you what, looking at some stuff that we should probably end the show on. You know, let's talk about football, European football. Let's talk about the El Soccerro. Let's go with just for fun. Let's talk about the Kansas City Current. You know, let me tell you. So 2 years ago, I finally moved back to Kansas City. And I was living in Pittsburgh, Kansas at the time. Pittsburgh without the H, for those of you who want to do the research on there. And honestly, I was gone for 18 years, right? And then I read and I watched on ESPN and whatever access I had capable to, but I never got the chance to go to a soccer game. I went to the, old school. So the Kansas City Wizards back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So that was like my first and only soccer game that I ever went to. And I didn't really get into it as much as I probably should have. But then, you know, changes happen. So now it's Sporting KC, right? I actually last weekend involuntarily, or not involuntarily, but miraculously or surprisingly, I discovered the Sporting KC stadium. Like I didn't realize it was over at Legends because I was doing some shopping over at Legends and whatnot, on top of everything else I was doing for the weekend. And let me tell you that place is amazing. It's like right there. And I remember like my 10 or 15 year high school reunion, that wasn't over there. Maybe it was, but regardless, there was the NASCAR track and you had this and that, you know. I couldn't even tell you what restaurant we were at. That's beside the point. But then I'm looking at this from a distance. I'm looking at this from center stage of Legends. I'm like, that is such a cool stadium. Like, I'm amazed. I would love to go. I would love to go to a game just to get the atmosphere. And plus, I'm close to home.
Right.
Then, of course, you know, and we'll talk about this here in a minute, or we can segue, whatever the case may be. Let's say with Sporting KC, right, or Kansas City Current. Excuse me. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. The Kansas City Current. Sporting KC is over there by the Legends, but. Let's go back to topic here. At my other job, quote unquote, I'm actually not even a mile and a half away from the Kansas City Current Stadium. Now, here's some fun facts for anybody who is watching soccer, and specifically the Kansas City Current. So I have a fraternity brother. His name is Richard Harper, but Kansas City knows him as Teal Guy. So he's a bald-headed guy with a long beard that's glittered red. It takes him like 9 hours just to wash out because Richard's just a genius like that. No, shout out to Richard. He's always been a very fun guy. He's always been an entertainer since I met him over at Pitt State. There are certain places that have super fans or whatnot. I don't even think I want to name some of the super fans that the Chiefs had. You know, RIP. Let's stay away from that. But we're going to call Slugger the super fan for the Kansas City Royals. We'll stick with that. Kansas City Current has Teal Guy, a.k.a. Richard Harper. He is so fun to watch. They always put the camera on him, you know, whenever like big things happen or whatever the case may be. The women have done miraculous. And the fact that Patrick and Brittany Mahomes, you know, brought this stadium specifically for this team, for NWSL. I can tell you firsthand, just passing it by accident, because it really was an accident, because I had to kind of remember where I was in downtown Kansas City. But the fact is, beautiful colors. It is white on the outside, or eggshell, whatever you want to call it. But when you go inside, and I haven't been inside, but you can see it really well from the bridge.
From the bridge,
Yeah, I want to say maybe 435 or 70 or what have you. But regardless, it's so beautiful. like, the seats being red and, the environment being teal. And then of course you got the field and this and that. They did a fantastic job with building that stadium. And it means so much. I watched the first game of the season.
Uh-oh. Did we lose them? Yeah. I think we lost you. Okay. So yeah, so what franchise was saying was that the stadium is gorgeous. And it is. You can see it from the bridge. I think it's the Buck O'Neill Bridge, I think. I'm not sure which one, but as you drive by, it's gorgeous. But yeah, so real quick, while we wait for the franchise to get back to us, because we dropped his feed, Kansas City Current is sitting at in second place. They were in first place for the longest, but they just, like I said, we just dropped a game. I think it was 2-1 to Orlando Pride. It happens. It was one of those things. I wish that they could have took that and remain undefeated. Welcome back.
Thanks.
There you go. Now we can hear you. All right, cool. Welcome back. Go ahead. I was just getting into the stats, but go ahead.
No, yeah, absolutely. All good things come to an end. Whether it happens during the actual season or the postseason, whatever the case may be, we're used to it as Kansas City anything fans. That's just the breaks. But also in the same sense, I know that the women are a tough team this season. They're going to come back. I'm not even concerned about it. Out of 10 wins, we lose one time against a team like the Orlando Pride.
Yeah.
Not worried about it.
Yeah.
Not worried about it at all. So with what we got left going on, let's go ahead and segue over to the stadium that I was talking about over at the Legends, Sporting KC.
I think that stadium is cursed, man. Yeah. I mean, look at what's happening with Sporting. They're losing left and right. Mm-hmm. Last season, before KC Current moved into their brand new shiny stadium, first stadium ever built for women's soccer here in Kansas City. They were losing too. They had a horrible season. And I was like, dude, I think this stadium is cursed, dude. Or something's wrong with Children's Mercy Park. I don't know what it is, but something's not right. Because now look where KC Current is. Now that they're in their own home, they're whooping tail, but Sporting is still sporting.
Sporting be sporting is what you're saying.
Yeah. So
I always used to laugh at the fact I would pass the Children's Mercy practice field right next to the Kansas City Zoo. I would always say, like, if there's any place in the entire KC metro area that would attract any type of wildlife that would distract them from being successful, it would be Sporting KC right at that location. And sure enough, I think Brandon was right 1 year ago because, here we are, What's going on with them? What did they need to do? Like, what happened?
I don't know. I'm like, maybe it's one of the, like I said, I was like, because I know last season was bad, but they still made it to the playoffs, which was interesting as hell. And they took down St. Louis, which was the number one team at the time.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, wow, okay. So I figured, okay, maybe this is a Kansas City Chiefs thing, with Sporting KC this season. They getting off to a slow start. Well, that slow start just start sputtering out, and now they just flatlined. I don't know what it's gonna take. I don't know if some managers need to be fired or some. They won the other day, but it's still it's not enough. There's no way they're gonna make the postseason this season. I don't see it happening. But it's one of them things. It's maybe next season, I guess. I'm already looking forward to next season. I don't even care no more about this.
Honestly, yeah. And just to give you those who are reading this on audio or yeah, I can talk great, who are listening to this on audio, they're not doing good.
No. What do they have? What do they have? 1 or 2 wins?
Yeah, I mean they're in 13th on the western side, so I mean, or on the conference standings for the
Yeah,
division. So I mean they're underneath St. Louis and Dallas and Minnesota. I want to say San Jose is underneath them. So I mean that's wild.
yeah.
That's wild.
It's they have 5 wins. I didn't even know they had that many wins. I'm gonna be honest with you. I stopped caring. Like
Mhm.
after I saw what was happening, I was like, I don't care because they have 13 losses and 5 draws, and so I'm like, the draws I can deal with, but the losses is like, dude, what is going on?
Yeah, and that is much deserved from our producers over there, over in the trailer over there. The fact is this: I understand what you're saying about the ties and this and that, but I am pro Talladega Nights. If you're not first, you're a
Yeah,
blast.
yeah,
There's no ties.
yeah,
No
yeah.
ties.
You're right, man.
So
And in
let me
this
ask you
case,
this. Let me ask you this: with an everything KC fan, while we still have some time here, with an everything KC fan, you have the Chiefs, you have the Royals from 2014, 2015. You have the success that the Kansas City Current is doing currently, despite the fact that they've lost one time. If they start going on a losing streak, then let's be worried. But right now, it's just fine. The fact
yeah,
is this: when you have a successful team, no matter what the sport is or whatever the case may be. Um, so let's say this: the Chiefs in 5 years from now, are they going to be continuous Super Bowl champions? Probably not. We'll see what
no,
happens though. I've been wrong.
yeah,
The Royals haven't done anything since 2015. The Current, they're getting hot again and whatnot.
yeah,
When you have a team that has met with success before, but then they come up with not a successful season that next year, what do you think goes on in that locker room? What do you think they're talking about? Like, guys, you've been here before. I don't know what the problem is. Or do they come up with a different game plan because they become stagnant? Or do they become this or that? Like, what do you think goes on in those meetings?
that's a good question. I'm sure they probably, in the background. I think what happens is when it's 1 or 2 or 3 games or something like that, and you still got like majority of the season, you still motivate yourself to be, it's okay, we can bounce back. But when it becomes mid-season and you still in that slump, I think the mental change, your mentality change a little bit, and you're like, yeah, we're probably toast. Like
Yeah.
it's done. Because you see it with not just with Kansas City teams, with a lot of sports teams. Hell, just the NBA finals, which I don't even watch a lot of NBA games, but just watching some of those teams when the Celtics and them, were at the end of the season, I think whoever the hell they were playing, it was like 3-0 for the series or whatever, and you could tell the other team they didn't care. They just like whatever, it's
Yeah.
over anyway. And to me, that's an issue. I hate it because I always refer back to Jordan, like one of the greatest athletes, in my opinion. Jordan never gave up.
Mhm.
I don't care if they were getting they tails whooped. He's out there playing 100% like the game just started.
Oh, for
And
sure.
a lot of teams don't. I don't know if it's because of the money that they make now. Where it's like, dude, I'm getting paid X million dollars this game, whatever. I don't
Yep.
care. And
Yep.
it just seemed like they just lose a lot of passion for the game. Because I'm like, dude, if I'm down and I'm gonna keep playing until it's
100%.
over. Till it's over. I mean, hell, the Chiefs could have gave up in that AFC game against the Buffalo or whatever, uh, when Buffalo was scoring back to back on our ass. And the 13-second game, let's just call it that because that's what it is.
Mhm.
They could have been like, dude, it's 13 seconds, we're done.
Yep.
There's no coming back from this. And if you can accomplish that, if you could drive 95 yards down the field or whatever in 13 seconds, dude, then you can win a game.
That I think I think that right there just proves what teams need to do. No matter what, until it's 0-0-0, you just fight, because you literally do not know what's going to happen until it happens.
Right.
Well, I can tell you this, man, Bishop. Looking at the time now, I think that might be it. That's left on the plate.
Yeah.
The fact remains, though, man, it is great to be back, and it is great to talk to you and talk everything Kansas City. You know, it's been my honor. It's been my pleasure hanging out with you today.
Man, same here, dude. I'm happy you're here. I think we got a lot of stuff in store for the people, the fans of This Is KC Sport, the fans of IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Like I tell them, man, there's a whole plethora of shows. No matter where you are, we got you covered across the nation, man. Cleveland, Pittsburgh, wherever you are on the West Coast, East Coast, South, Midwest, we got you covered here at IE Sports Radio.
Absolutely, my man. And I tell you, you can follow us right here on the Twitter at This Is KC_IESR. Of course, you can follow me at Real Franchise, and then my boy Bishop at XRunners with a Z at the end. Follow us on the Twitter, on the Instagram, the Facebook, and TikTok at IES Sports Radio. You can follow us directly at www.iesportsradio.com. This is KC Sports. And then, last but not least, for myself, Brandon the Franchise Buck, for my boy Bishop, my man. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you, Kansas City. This is Kansas City Sports with Bishop and Franchise, your home for everything direct sports right here on IE Sports. Folks, good night.
Good night. Peace.